The most recent episode of the new season, where the waters meet, saw Roger Richard Rankin meeting one of his old enemies in a narrative surprise that left viewers on the edge of their seats. That's true, as Roger was enjoying unpacking his very modern shop of cereal and fairy washing up liquid. While dancing in his kitchen to some Scottish tunes, he notices someone through the window. When stack wrappers are discovered at Lallybroch in Episode 5, Singapore, Roger learns that a Scottish folktale about the Knuckleivee is spreading, and Mandy, Rosa Morris, gasps when she sees someone lurking outside the house. The person has been trash on Roger's and Brianna's, Sophie Skelton land, so in this episode, Roger is determined to catch them in the act. When Roger rushes out of the home and asks, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" we're given a glimpse of the enigmatic figure, but are unable to identify it. However, throughout this, we catch a brief look of them and notice that they are donning some of the customary 16th century attire. When Roger finally catches up to him after chasing him in the front lawn, he turns around and says, "Christ," looking instantly shocked. But as Roger grinds his teeth and hits him in the face, shock swiftly gives way to rage. So who was the enigmatic person? It's none other than William Buckley Mackenzie, better known as Buck, who was Roger's Scottish ancestor. And if you've met the character William, but you're not familiar with his face, it's because Irish actor Diarmaid Murtagh now plays the part. Graham McTavish, who is of course one of the show's enduring characters as Dougal Mackenzie, joined the Outlander cast for Season 7, taking on the role of Buck. Season 5 saw him in a dual role as Buck, a small part that nevertheless had a powerful impact. Or Roger was so affected by it that he had no choice but to strike the man when he saw him. Murtagh has acted in several British dramas, including the Netflix original series The One and Young Wallander, as well as the BBC successes The Tourist and Bloodlands. If you think back to Season 5, Buck came close to killing Roger. Roger was actually hanged after Buck handed him over to the militia and revealed that he was a regulator. The good news at the time was that Claire intervened to conduct an emergency tracheotomy and save Roger before the hanging could have killed him. The bad news was that Roger was left without a voice and was experiencing flashbacks and PTSD as a result of the horrible occurrence. It's safe to infer that Roger doesn't want to be reminded of that terrible moment or the person who almost murdered him in the first place, Buck, as it was a difficult period for Roger and his wife Brianna. Buck has undoubtedly received a punch in the face from Roger, but how did he manage to travel 200 years in the future? And how did he discover the Lallybroch residence of Roger and Brianna? It is unclear whether he stumbled through the stones or deliberately set out to follow Roger into the future. However, something tells us that returning him to the 1770s won't be simple and could cause Roger and Brianna more problems.